Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to North Shore Live, Cooper's Corner. We're live this evening, on this beautiful evening that has mold and spores in the air. With those of us who have allergies, it's criminal on our eyes. Anyway, we have Steve Aoyagi here, and he is going on to Albuquerque, New Mexico, for the Golden Age Games, and then on to who knows where. A wonderful activity for those who are veterans, and outstanding to give them opportunity to show their ability in all these games. Now, this golden activity, this game, what is that? I mean, what activities will you be participating in?
Okay, Golden Age Games, it's like the name suggests that it's for seniors.
Seniors, okay, but I mean, what?
Golden Age.
What?
It's for veterans that are 55 years or older.
Or older.
You don't have to be disabled.
Okay.
And they've got just about everything they have at the National Veterans Wheelchair Games.
Wow.
And then some. A lot of the competitions are low impact. They're easy to do, and there's no rush, and it doesn't take a lot of strength, stamina, or
so this means that you've got, is it archery or bowling or shooting?
There is archery, there is bowling, bocce ball.
Oh, bocce ball.
One of Angela's and my favorite.
Yeah, favorite, sure.
Shuffleboard. I love shuffleboard.
Really?
I've become pretty good at that. Horseshoes. They even have, like, I think, checkers and backgammon, stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
And so, now, how long does that take? How long do these games, is there just one game a day or a couple of games a day, or?
There are.
What's a competition in that?
Yeah, there are categories, and there will be probably around, I don't know, 4 or 5 different events going on per day.
Oh, wow.
And then the competition if it's an easy competition like table tennis,
oh, yeah.
or 9-ball or something like that,
Okay.
or shuffleboard,
yeah.
they'll get that over in a few hours.
Oh.
But some of the events take a few days, so it carries over to
Oh.
another day. And then they have different classifications. They have the different age groups, and they have for disabled, and they have age groups.
So, does it take a week to do this, or
It starts, registration is on August 3rd.
in Albuquerque?
And the last day is on August 9th, the closing ceremony.
Oh, 6 days, okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty
Yeah,
intense.
that's tedious, yeah, intense, I should
And
say.
in the heat.
Now-
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, now I know. Now, I was going to say about the heat. However, Albuquerque is sand, and it's not humidity because they would have grass growing, and
Sure.
there's no lawn service there, unless you want to rake your lawn,
Trim palm trees, maybe.
sweep the sand off your walkway. And so they say no humidity, so that you really don't feel the heat. And even if it's a triple digit for heat, they say, I've never been there, so I can't tell you from experience, but they say that it's not as violent as triple digit, where there is humidity, and the humidity
Right.
that could be very dangerous.
That's why the sponsors, the Veterans Affairs, they all send us emails saying how to prepare for Albuquerque because of the heat.
Oh, see.
We that are from the east, the south, the Midwest,
How did,
We're not accustomed to that triple digit
that's
heat.
incredible. Yeah.
And we don't realize how hot it is because we're used to the humidity. So it could hit
Yeah.
us hard and we could get bad sunburn.
Now, what I was going to ask is there pollen there too? I mean, what about, or is
I
that
guess
just,
there's a little bit, but from my understanding is a lot of people that are retiring that had a lot of allergies, that's where they go.
they go to
retire out
Arizona?
that way, yeah.
Oh my goodness sakes. So are you going to bring back a medal? Did they give you a medal right away there?
I'll bring you back a cactus.
Well, a little one is
Little one,
okay.
yeah.
That would be fine. I grow a lot of things. Those that are coming, is there a number that they say, okay, there's a cutoff.
Yes, there
We've
is.
got like 25 in the first game, 25 in the second game. What's their cutoff?
You know, I'm not sure what their cutoff is. I know for the National Veterans Wheelchair Games, it's around 600 and something. The Golden Age Games is probably double that at least.
600. And do they show? Do they come?
Oh, yeah.
From all over?
From all over the United States and some of the other neighboring countries.
This is really
It's a big affair.
a big affair. Now, who establishes this gathering? I mean, you're going to the Golden Age ones in Arizona. However, the wheelchair one, and so who establishes that? Does the Veterans Administration have anything to do
The
with
Veterans Administration and the other major sponsors like the PVA, Paralyzed Veterans of America,
that? Oh,
and a lot of the big sponsors like UPS and FedEx, some
okay.
of them, Hewlett Packard,
Ooh,
and
you've
a
got
lot
some
of the
big.
other
You've got
ones.
some big names.
A lot of Fortune 500
companies. Yeah.
sponsor this.
So
But-
they sponsor. Is it the big one? Is it the 600 one? I can't imagine. I mean, that's a lot of people, and they don't come alone. I mean, you've got to have spouses or someone that comes with them.
Sometimes they bring their whole families.
See,
Sponsors, caregivers, spouses,
kids,
you know,
sure,
the families, because it's in the summer and the kids are out of
school, sure.
you know.
So what do they? What about housing? I mean, in the hotel is there enough to?
Oh yeah, the hotel. That's why they pick mostly big cities that can accommodate large
Crowds like that.
conventions.
Oh, sure,
and centers.
convention. So where the wheelchair races? Where will they be?
How's that? There are, I think, 4 or 5 different sponsor hotels,
Wow.
and they're going to be filled up.
I bet.
Yeah, Angela and I were staying at the Hyatt Albuquerque, the Hyatt in Albuquerque.
Hyatt
It's a nice
Albuquerque.
hotel, yeah.
Now, is she any competition with you on any of these?
Probably with bocce ball and a few of the other ones, yeah.
I mean, you don't give her a little slack to,
No, I don't cut her any slack.
you know, to let her win a, you know, I mean, she wins it because she wins it.
Sure.
That's interesting.
And she's pretty good. I played her before. She's pretty good.
She's okay. She showed me the bocce ball, the stuff that they give her to practice with and whatever else.
Oh.
That's really interesting. That the bocce ball. And so is she better than you, or are you better than she is?
I don't know.
Well, if you win a medal, you got to be pretty good. I mean, they don't give medals out to everybody. Is it a first, second, and third place?
That's
or
it. Yeah. So
just like that?
and it's very, very competitive.
Yeah.
And you have so many per category
Wow.
that it's not everybody comes back with any medals.
With
So-
oh wow,
it's
that's
pretty rare.
incredible. That's incredible. So the cities now Albuquerque is one. Now what's after that? Where does that lead you?
You know, I'm not sure.
I just like to ask, do you get an automatic pass to the next game, or you have to win so many credits
You have to apply right away because you
Phil.
got to meet that deadline. And once they reach their limit,
Yeah.
even if it's a week after they open registration,
And?
once they get that limit, you're cut out of it. So,
They're that strict?
yeah. Then they have a waiting list sometimes, but this year they don't even have a waiting list because there are so many people that
So
are
many-
wanting to go.
Now, how does how does the how do the games get the momentum from people knowing about it? Is it advertised? I never see it advertised. Is it just in the Stars and Stripes, or is it in a special Veterans magazine? Or
It's in the Veterans Magazine, the Veterans Administration website.
yeah,
They've got all the different games that veterans are entitled to participate and compete
participated.
in.
Wow.
And
Well, whatever advertising they're doing is certainly doing the trick, because some these conventions can be really raucous and loud and a lot of people.
Yes.
And when you're talking about 1,200, just say 1,200 people, that's a lot. And accommodations for if they have a disability, those hotels really have to be on their mark.
Yeah.
So
and if you have 1,200 competitors, you've got 3 times that many volunteers. Wow. You've probably got over 3,000 volunteers because you need volunteers for everything to make it a success.
can you imagine the cooking that has to be done? Now they have to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you've got the kitchens, you've got wait staff, you've got food service, and the food's got to be fresh, so they got to be able to prepare for all these people coming in, and the people that are already there
Yeah.
on vacation, say they're on vacation. So cars, automobiles, vans to take. Now, is it just in the hotel, or do they, move you guys out around?
There are different venues, but the main competition is like in the convention center.
Wow.
So all the hotels are right around the
Around the
convention
area,
center.
yeah.
And the ones that are a little far out, like the bowling,
Yeah.
that would be a bowling alley or 2
Yeah.
bowling alleys. They have shuttle buses.
Sure. Yeah, well, so you have that's transportation, and you need drivers, you need the buses, you need.
Sure.
Wow, that's.
I would think that you need to plan for this. If they chose a city, they need to plan for it years in advance.
I would imagine,
Yeah.
because that means that even if you had some large company come for a convention to the city, it couldn't be that timeline, because you've already got in-house so many thousands of people anyway
Yeah.
for a convention. Well, Dallas is good. Dallas, Texas would be good.
I've been to Dallas. We went to the wheelchair games in Dallas probably about 3 or 4 years ago. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And the weather is always very nice there anyway. Very, very nice there.
Yeah, they pick all the big metropolitan areas where they have a lot of hotels, a big convention center. They've got a place for water sports and things. It's been held in Detroit a couple years
Wow.
ago, and the wheelchair games were held in like Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, Richmond, Tampa.
Now, do you also go on tours? If they got tours, and you say Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, I mean, Philadelphia is the bedrock for the Constitution
They
and
do
everything.
have tours,
How wonderful.
and some of the competition events are are competing right around some of the big sightseeing places.
Wow.
Like the Bell, the Liberty Bell.
Yeah,
in
Liberty Bell,
Philly.
Philadelphia, yeah.
Right there, they had what they call a motor rally,
A
and
motor
we
rally.
all had to go around the
Oh my
Liberty
God.
Bell and all that.
Oh, that's
It was
incredible.
like a tour, and you're still competing.
Where you're competing. Oh my goodness sakes. Um, you know, does your, how do you get to eat and be able to digest your food and then do competition? How does that work? How do you, give me a day scenario. What time in the morning? I mean, maybe there are people that are not morning people that get up that early.
Every day, you get up in the morning, and you usually probably have breakfast in your hotel.
Yeah.
And then right after breakfast, you go off to your next event. And you're entitled to, I think it's around 5 events for the week.
Oh, for the
So
week.
you're not competing one after the
Yeah,
other. And,
that's very tiring.
yeah, and these 5 events maximum that you put in for, they can't be conflicting. So some days you might get two or three events, then
Yeah.
you might have 1 or 2 days where you've got nothing. That's the days to go sightseeing and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, is this all paid for previous to you coming there, or is it if you say I only want to stay 3 days and I want to leave? How do you do that?
We are responsible for transportation getting there.
Wow.
We are also responsible for our own hotel. They cover all the volunteers, the labor, and the way it's worked in the past is they give you a meal card, which is a debit card, and they
Yeah.
load it with so many dollars, so you
Oh.
can go on your own time, and you can use it in any restaurant in the area or whatever, as long as it's for food.
So you're really not held down by the hotel.
Right.
You can go and sightsee and eat on your own.
Yes.
Oh, that would be very, very nice.
Yeah. And you can pick whatever type of food you want, whatever kind of restaurant, and they load it with more than enough
Yeah.
money for you to go wherever you want.
Wow, super. Now, what happens to Johnny when you take him with, of course, but I mean, how do you leave him in the room, or you take him? How do you compete having Johnny with you? I mean, he's
Usually I have, in the past, always I've had Anne Marie with me.
Yeah.
When I'm competing at a ping pong table or a pool table
Yeah.
or shuffleboard, she's on the sideline holding Johnny.
yeah.
And she's going to be going to the Golden Age games with me too, so she will take care of Johnny while I'm
While you're
competing.
there.
But before the Golden Age games, I'm going to the wheelchair games, and she's going to have to watch her mom. So this is going to be the first time where it's going to be just Johnny and me at the
Wow.
wheelchair games.
Yeah.
So
Do you-
It's
are
going to be a
you-
learning experience.
I was going to say, are you anticipating any difficulty? He's wonderful. He's just a wonderful, wonderful animal, and he's so obedient to you. I mean, he's a
So
wonderful
that's
animal.
Sweetheart.
He is a sweetheart. He is a sweetheart. He and Brave are they are a delight to humanity. I mean, they are just wonderful. They are compassionate, they're loving, they're playful, and they're big animals, but they're just like a little cuddly puppy. I really,
Johnny's my little boy.
he's wonderful.
He's like my little kid. Only he's more obedient than when my kids were little.
Oh, tell me, don't we all know that? The animals in
And
the
more
house are.
loving.
Oh, see,
God, he'll
sweet.
jump up on the bed and jump up on top of me and snuggle with me and
Nice.
kiss me in the face and all. He's
Yeah.
great.
Loving, very, very loving.
And you can trust him around anybody, any kids,
Yeah.
anything. I mean, kids have come up and pulled his tail
Oh.
when I'm not looking,
Yeah.
and petting him. Not a mean bone in his body. He's
Wonderful.
completely fine in
Wonderful.
any scenario.
Now, did you how do you travel with him? Can you take him on the plane? How do you have to put him with the luggage, or can you take
No,
him?
no, he's a certified service dog.
So he's with you
He's with
in the
me
seat.
all the time.
Okay.
And the airlines have been great to accommodate me. And
Oh,
I could have the cheapest flight, the cheapest seat on the plane.
yeah.
You know, super economy. And once I get there, they will put me all the way up in front.
Oh, very good.
Probably in the bulkhead, behind the bulkhead
Yeah,
where there's
yeah.
a lot of room
Yeah,
for
good.
Johnny. And there's no fee for that.
Oh, wow.
Extra fee. And there was one time last year, they put us in first class.
Wow. Wow. That was very.
From basic economy to first class.
That was very nice. Very nice.
So the airlines are very, very accommodating for me. And Johnny's used to traveling on the plane.
I was going to say, you know, although there are pressurized cabins, but you know, we as humans, if our ears get plugged up, we swallow or whatever. How does he maintain? Does he just sleep the timeline, or
Yeah, usually he just
Sleeps.
sleeps. He lays down by your feet and he just sleeps.
on the
He
plane?
doesn't make any noise.
No,
That's
no,
what they're
he's not.
trained to do. No,
No noise.
I mean, we've had a whole filled plane
Wow.
full of people, and nobody even knew there was a dog on the plane. Johnny was so quiet till they were getting off, and they
That's
saw
a
Johnny.
dog. Oh wow.
So they were very, very impressed.
Oh, absolutely. He's wonderful. He really is. I mean, we should tell our viewers, Johnny is here. He's just in another room, and he's fraternizing with Brave, who happens to be Angela's dog, and so they're in another room, not too far from us. So, tell me who else. Excuse me. Who else goes on these trips?
Well, to the wheelchair games, we belong to a team at the Lovell VA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we probably got about eight or nine team members, but this year only 4 of us are going to be able to go to the wheelchair games. Now the Golden Age games, we don't have a team. I told Angela about it, and we went last year together. We had a blast. We had a lot of fun, but we're going as individuals. We're not going as a team.
Team. Are there more men than women, or more women than men?
I would say for the Golden Age games, it's equal.
Really?
50-50. And Angela and I, we've been to them all now, and the Golden Age games is our favorite.
Is it because you think you can do so good, or
It's because
beat 'em?
everybody's our age. We're seniors. And everybody's slow, and
Slow.
they're not all that competitive.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have some young guy that wants to beat me up because I beat him in the pool or something like that. Everybody's
incredible.
easygoing. Nobody's pushing in line, you know, or trying to get ahead of you.
Yeah.
You know, like the wheelchair games, you've got a lot of young kids too
Oh,
that are
yeah.
from Afghanistan war and Iraq war and
Yeah.
all. And these are big, muscular kids. They might have prosthetics or prostheses and stuff, you know, but they are strong and they are very, very competitive.
Well, that's their youth.
Yes.
Their youth keeps driving them. So when they'll get in the Golden Age games, they too will slow down a little bit, you know.
We're more interested in socializing there.
Socializing.
In the evenings, meeting new friends,
Good.
you know, going somewhere, having a nice cocktail, glass of wine, a nice dinner.
Yeah.
You know, walking by the beach, you know, something like that, or the river walk.
Oh, that's in San Antonio. You know about that? The River
We were
Walk.
there.
and
Just
yeah.
about every different games, Golden Age, wheelchair games, they all have a river walk
How nice.
right by
How
the river.
nice.
So
Now, does this get printed up in the newspaper before you guys come, or do you have news media there? How does that?
there is news media there, and we have to sign a news media release. we sign that in our registration packet.
So that they could take pictures
Right.
and they could interview you.
Yes. And they usually send something back to your hometown.
Yeah, that would be
And
good.
the city that we have it in, the whole city is aware of this game's going on. They've been aware of it for a couple of years.
So they're
they're
they
welcoming us, with open arms.
That's nice.
And I mean, it brings a lot of money into the city, and it's just good for the city.
Do anyone or does anyone from like the VA hospitals in wherever you are, do they come out and bring their people to these games? Or, I mean, say the games were held in Chicago, so does that mean that Heinz brings their people, or Great Lakes brings their people?
Yeah, usually, wherever the games are at, the hosting city has their VAs all
They're there.
go in droves.
Oh,
It's the ones
okay.
that are further out that they got to pay on their own or whatever. It's going to
To
cost a
bring
lot
it.
of money, where there aren't a lot of them
Yeah.
coming in, like Hawaii and Puerto Rico, or on the other side of the United States.
Yeah.
Then it's not so easy. But if you're local, it's real easy to throw everybody in a bus and
Go.
go over there and have a good time.
Go.
Yeah.
Now, do you have anything planned, or do they have anything planned? Future plans? I mean, usually it's about a year in advance, maybe more. But Hawaii now has Kilauea, and that thing is still spouting. It's incredible. 2 months and it's still spouting. I think the island, the big island of Hawaii, probably is growing larger. I mean, but how could they take a chance on having games there, which would be wonderful? I mean, weather-wise, climate-wise, everything. But the fear of,
The unexpected.
yeah, the molten lava
nature tragedy,
coming, flowing down the road.
I think they have a backup. They have a backup location city that would take.
That would take you guys.
Yeah, and if they didn't need the backup, maybe the backup city would be the next one.
And Steve, what about Puerto Rico now? That's still in bad shape.
We were supposed to have the wheelchair games in Puerto Rico, I think about 3 years ago.
Really?
And they didn't, you have to accumulate a certain amount of funds in order to have it.
Go, yeah.
They couldn't get the funds, so they had to cancel it. And I think we had it in Tampa. I'm not sure which one, but they had it
really?
at another
Really?
location. I would love Puerto Rico too. It's nice.
It's nice. Weather again.
But now,
Climate, sure.
Yeah.
Climate is everything. I would imagine that the games would be different in every area. Are they?
Well, the games that you compete in, they're all mostly the same games.
So in
there are a
every-
few differences, but overall they're basically the same games wherever you go.
So you'd have bocce ball no matter where you go,
Yeah.
or you'd have table tennis, or is I mean, because you go to so many, is it still as exciting for you to go, or are you just kind of, not that excited to go?
Well, it's exciting every year because it's at a different location. And we don't just spend the whole time competing. We try to get out during our
Meet the
free time.
people.
Whatever free time
yeah.
we have, we try to get out and do some sightseeing. Like go to SeaWorld or the San Diego Zoo or whatever's in
nice.
that area.
I've never been. Have you been to the San Diego Zoo?
Yeah, it's one of the
Is
best
it
zoos
nice?
in the country.
That's what everybody says. San Diego Zoo is just outstanding. Is it because it's so clean, or is it because the care that the animals get, or is it what makes it so wonderful?
The exhibits, they're just awesome, and It's a big zoo and everything's kind of spread out.
Really?
But it's probably because
Nice.
we've never been to that zoo and it's something new to us.
Yeah.
A lot of people come to Chicago and they go to Brookfield Zoo and Lincoln Park Zoo and they say, gosh, this is the best zoo that we've ever been to. But I used to go there almost every day when I was a kid. You
Yeah.
know? We lived in Lincoln Park. And I'd go fishing in the lagoons
Yeah.
after school.
Well, but San Diego, again, it's climate. So you've got animals there that, are used to warm weather. They don't have snow in San Diego. So, like San Francisco would probably get cold and have snow. But San Diego's Southern California. So you've got wild cats that are, from the jungle, you've got beautiful exhibits that would be.
San Diego has the best weather in the whole United States. It's ideal. It's not real hot.
Not
It's in
really.
your 80s, whatever, and there's like very little humidity.
Oh,
I would love to live there.
the humidity, that gets everybody. I'm choking my lungs out here, and it's got to be from the spores and the mold, because in the house I was fine.
Yeah.
Walked outside, couldn't see out of my eyes, started swelling up, and even I'm drinking the water. It's just, totally unexpected, and you don't know when it hits you. It just, it's just like a punch in the nose.
You know why I hate that comes along with humidity? Mosquitoes.
Oh, for sure.
They love
For
them.
sure.
Oh, stand them.
No, very bad. You have to spray yourself down. Even the dog, when you go out, you've got to spray their ears and whatever, because that's the mosquitoes bite on the tips of their ears is so bad.
And the ticks are getting real bad
Very
for
bad.
Lyme disease and all that.
Oh.
We've got to treat the dogs for ticks.
Oh,
These are ticks and
the
everything.
lawns have to be kept short because the little critters live in tall grass, so you've got to keep it short. With all the rain that we've had, the moisture, that kind of holds them in. But I think if the lawn is cut short, relatively short, that kind of the sun able to get get those that are harmful, get rid of them. But tell me how Anne Marie likes going.
There's my Johnny.
Oh, there's that baby.
Johnny,
There's that
Johnny.
sweetheart.
come here.
What a good baby.
Step.
What a good baby.
There's my
There
Johnny.
he is. What a good baby.
Oh, I love this dog
What a
so
good
much.
sweetheart. You're a wonderful
You
sweetheart.
know, he's my gift from God for everything good that I've done in my whole life.
How
This is
wonderful.
my reward.
How wonderful that you would think it's such a kind thought. That's wonderful. That's just
He is.
wonderful.
He's my gift from God.
Such a good and obedient animal. So good. And don't you think that he doesn't know that you're talking about how good he is? That's outstanding. That is
Well,
outstanding.
there's a lot. I think that people think that these dogs don't know, and they do.
They do. Oh,
They
yeah.
do. They know how you feel. They know when you're feeling down, when you're
Sure.
feeling good. They know when they're being complimented.
Oh, yeah. By sight, by sound, by voice, by whatever. Your actions, whatever actions you take. Absolutely, absolutely. Where-
Like, he goes around and he loves women. So he'll
Wow.
go around and he'll schmooze women.
Tell me what
kiss
guy
them,
doesn't love women.
kiss
It's-
them and everything.
Look at
this
that.
dog, but yet he'll come up to me, and he won't kiss me or anything. Like he's acting like I'm not supposed to do this.
Well,
you're my dad,
see,
you know.
You're my dad.
But he's
That's
a great dog.
that's terrific.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good boy.
I love
See,
him so much.
you knew we were talking about him. That's outstanding. Look at that. Look what a
and
good
thank
baby.
you for the box of biscuits.
Oh, that's
Gonna
my
really
pleasure.
enjoy
My
that.
pleasure. I mean, he's entitled. He's entitled. He's such a good baby.
Yeah,
Such a good
He's
baby.
been gaining weight, so we got him a pool.
Oh, that cute.
So he swims every day
Well,
twice
that,
a day in the pool.
that's good. That's okay.
Keep his weight down. So he's been losing weight.
Well, he exercises, he walks, he's all with you, so
Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
My only difficulty that I'm concerned about when I go on this trip, just him and me, is the restroom, going to the restroom in the convention center and like in the airport and all. You know, it's hard enough for me to,
Manage with yourself.
yeah,
How do you
then
manage with
the dog.
him?
And I hate to have him exposed to all these dirty bathrooms and, you know, not be able to have him right there, you know,
Yeah,
on the
well,
leash.
I think probably the question would be is you have to go before you leave your room and after your meal and make sure that you're
Yes.
taken care of.
Everything's
So
got to be timed just
yes,
right.
timed because you don't know when nature calls, but still in all, you don't want to expose yourself or the animals to a situation where it wouldn't be
Yeah, I
in
remember
good health for him.
so clearly the one time Amory and I went on a road trip, and I went into the bathroom and my legs gave out.
Ugh.
And I fell in the bathroom of the gas station.
Oh God.
The floor was filthy and wet and everything, and I had it all over my.
Oh
I felt
God. How terrible.
So bad. And there was nobody to help me up. So I had to yell for Anne Marie, and she had to come in and get me.
Oh my God. That's terrible.
So
Oh my God.
it was an awful experience.
Well, we totally appreciate with good heart your service to the country and everything that you've done. And United States Air Force, we're used to Navy and Army. Your Air Force, so, well, that's all right. We'll you guys are the flyers, okay? Not a problem. Not a problem.
One hand washes the other. We all need each other.
That's right.
We all
Absolutely.
need each other.
Yeah.
You know, we couldn't be, this country couldn't be this great without all of the
Work-
different branches.
Working together,
Working
sure,
together, yeah.
absolutely. Well, all I know is that the Marines count on the Navy to take them wherever they have to go. So the Navy is there. We're the backup, but
And the Navy counts on the Marines to protect them.
that's
on
right.
The ships and
on the ships,
bases.
they have to, absolutely. Of course, the Air Force is needed to look overhead to make sure that. So you see, everybody works hand in hand, yeah, with each other. Do people ever come up to you and ask you about your service in the Air Force, or like anything? I don't know, whatever they might think of. Any comments?
All the time, just about every day now. I mean, the public is just so grateful now.
They're-
Not like when I came back from Vietnam. I
They're-
mean, they
they're
just
aware,
really,
see?
really appreciate and
See?
honor us, no matter what branch, no matter what war we in. You know,
Yeah.
everybody thanks us for our service on Veterans Day and Memorial Day. A lot of restaurants open themselves up and give you free meals.
It's terrific.
It's just wonderful, you know, and to be recognized and everybody thanking us for our service. And when
And-
I wear this hat, or my Vietnam
See?
hat, I have so many other veterans
Come
that come
up.
up and say, "Oh, you were Air Force. I
See?
was too."
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
You know, then we start talking,
See?
standing, and
Yeah.
become good friends.
That's good. That's good. I think the now more awareness, the awareness is what does it, because everybody, was so closed mouthed before. They didn't know if it was politically correct or whatever. But hey, I've got 3 military guys in my family. So, and my husband wears his Navy hat, like you've got your baseball cap with Navy on there. So, and David's got an Army one, but it just says veteran on there. And Randy was Navy Seabees, so he's got a jacket that says Seabees on it and whatever. And my husband's uncle was Seabees, so that's the construction portion, yeah. So,
Right.
Interesting. Without those branches, even maybe it might be the Army Corps of Engineering and the Seabees. They build
Sure.
airstrips. They build whatever you need to get the materials in that the men need, the men and the women need. So
You know quite a bit because Air Force, we don't have any money to build our barracks and our Quonset
well,
huts
see,
and stuff, and we don't have anybody to build our runways.
see.
So
The
it's
Seabees.
the Army Corps of Engineers and,
And
the
the
Seabees
Seabees.
that do it for
You
us.
better believe it. Absolutely. Yep. Yep. Although Kenny wasn't in the Air Force, the Army Air Force, he was in the Navy Air Force. At that time, I mean, we're going back a long way, but he wasn't in any conflict. He was peacetime, but it was still Navy. He was just a radio operator on a P2V. So, but he's still Navy, and
Sure.
he didn't go on the oceans. He was in the air. So they said to him, no, he said, you won't, you're not going to be flying or anything. And a half an hour later, he was in the air. I said, boy, that.
You never know in the military.
How did they do that? It's first you're on a ship, and a lot of these guys who are in the Navy, they don't really know how to swim. I mean, but in the air, you get a parachute, and that's about it. You don't have to worry about.
Yeah. I have this friend. He was a little guy in Vietnam. His MOS was a truck driver, so he had no combat training or anything, and he was a little Italian guy, Italian American guy, and they needed somebody to go into the tunnels and flush out the Viet Cong in underneath the ground in the tunnels. So they chose him and changed him up, and they had him go in the tunnels, and they called him a tunnel rat,
A tunnel.
going in and flush him out.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness, what a job!
I get goosebumps just thinking about
Oh my
something
God,
like that.
what a
you know.
job! What a job!
And he has PTSD big time.
For sure, for
Because
sure.
you go in there and you just
You don't know what
put
you're
your
going to
rifle on automatic and just shoot everything
Shoot.
that's down there.
see. You don't know what's
Yeah.
you don't know what's on there. Oh
So
my
he's got a lot of guilt too because there were families down there and children.
But
It's horrible.
you don't know.
You don't know.
If they're Viet Cong, you don't know because you want to be nice to someone, and that's the whole idea. And then you turn your back and they blow you up. So, God will forgive him because he's doing his job, and
Yeah.
it's the protection of the United States and wherever he was in to be able to protect the innocent that are there. He has to be able to get that through to him. I hope he does well. My prayers are for him to do that because it's just not in us as Americans to do that. So I can tell you
Right.
that his feeling of guilt was understandable, but it should not be because these are people that were very dangerous, and they use women and children. If you don't do what they say to do, the Viet Cong, they'll kill them anyway. They're going to kill them.
And they do this in the Middle East too.
Oh, yes,
they've done that in
unfortunately.
Iraq and
Oh,
Afghanistan.
terrible.
And they do it to women. They attach bombs,
Bombs, sure.
vests to them and everything.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
And this guy, he's suffering so bad mentally from Vietnam, and he only lives in Arlington Heights.
Oh,
And
close.
you see him on the street or in Jewel, of course, you'd never know what
See?
he's been through.
See? Incredible. The weight he carries on his shoulders of where he's been and how he's lived.
And that's a lifetime right there.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to live with that for the rest of his life.
Absolutely. Well, he should, I'm sure he could talk to a pastor, his minister, or someone at the VA, and they need to
They
tell
usually
him.
talk to
Let him
fellow
talk.
vets.
Let him talk. He needs the time to talk.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, we go to PTSD groups at the level VA
Oh,
all
level,
the
yeah,
time
yeah.
every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dr. Bear has retired, from what I hear.
He's still there every week, though. I think he can't get enough
can't
of
get-
us or what. I don't know. He just doesn't want to leave.
Well,
But I think he'll be fully retired by the end of the year, and rumor has it that he's going to be working at the Dr. Scholl's college there.
really?
Or no, Rosalind Franklin.
Oh, right up the
University.
street.
Yeah,
Okay, that's not bad.
yeah.
So who will take his spot if he's, to meet with you guys on Fridays?
I don't know. You got your resume out?
Holy moly! Don't get me involved with that. Angela's trying her desperate.
Well,
I
you'd
said,
be
"Angela."
good. You can lend a good ear and do a lot of listening. That's a lot of therapy right there.
This is it's good. I'll come with my my donuts, my Dunkin' Donuts, and my donut holes. I usually, how many show up to the meeting?
On Fridays,
Yeah.
gosh, it's got to be, I don't know, anywhere from 30 to 50.
Oh, how nice! That's
But we have small groups
Group,
during the week
yeah.
that maybe have 7 or 8 or maybe 10.
yeah,
And each group that Dr. Bear facilitates,
yeah,
it's like at a different level of need. You
Yeah.
know, some of them, could be young kids that don't have a whole lot of PTSD but just want to meet.
yeah.
And some are the old veterans from Vietnam and from World War II that really have PTSD big time.
They need.
You can't put them all together.
No,
so
no, it's different
Dr. Bear
group.
kind of
Yeah, different group.
interviews and weeds out
Which? Yeah,
which
yeah,
groups
yeah,
that
yeah,
you'd be good at.
yeah. That's
Going.
excellent.
And then he doesn't run the groups. He facilitates them more or less and makes
So
sure
the-
things don't get out of hand.
So, but the guys run. They talk themselves. That's good. So, what time does it meet? Is it?
I used to meet 4 times a week. Now I only, not even one time, just whenever I get the chance now.
Okay.
But it's every day they have it, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Different groups.
But and does it last long? Is it?
They're about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Oh.
And on Friday, there's one big group that meets. And this is a group that kind of, there's entertainment, there's
Oh,
singing, there's
nice.
music. We have a raffle,
Ooh, a raffle.
poetry. Angela sings at this.
Oh, Angela's
And
voice.
it's
she
a way
sings.
of sending the vets off to
Good.
start a good weekend
Good.
on the right foot.
Oh, sure, good.
Put everybody in a good mood to get through the weekend to make it through the next week.
That's good. Well, see, it's obvious that there's good intentions, good heart, good intentions, and so that's a wonderful way to be. So they have something from a Friday, can then hold them over till Monday till they all get together again.
For the
And
group.
for the
That's
group,
the
see?
intention.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's worked for the most part. It's worked out pretty well. And
That's
we have
good.
our own holiday parties and Thanksgiving, and we have, like you said, we have Dunkin' Donuts on Friday, every Friday,
Good, good.
so.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Dr. Bear is a wonderful guy. He was on the program, and I met him at our American Legion meeting. He got up to speak and had someone be there from the group, and he did so well. He's such a kindly gentleman and understanding and very, very appreciative for all that, the outsiders. the wife of a veteran and the mother of two veterans, combat veterans. So I can understand where he's coming from. But the people that he speaks with speak very highly of him. Dr. Bear, Dr. John Bear, very compassionate,
I mean,
compassionate human being.
he's very good at his job. The more he knows the vets, and the older we all get, the easier it makes his job.
Oh, sure,
Because he understands.
sure.
Because in the very beginning, when our groups were just getting started, there would be a lot of conflict and violence,
Well,
throwing chairs, swearing, and he'd
Wow.
have to get up
I just see.
and try to settle
Calm.
everybody down and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
He'd have to kick vets out.
Yeah.
And can you imagine how
Well-
hard it is to kick a Vietnam vet out of a meeting?
Well, you've got to maintain order. There's
Right.
got to be order. Then everybody can talk, but
Yeah.
you can't.
I butt heads with him before too, but he's really mellowed out now, and
He's understanding. He's understanding
Yeah.
of the situation. Maybe he didn't beforehand, but he can see that this doesn't go away easily or ever. It can be, taken down to another level, but you can't not unexperience what you have experienced. That can never be.
every day he goes through what all of us vets have gone through: war, Vietnam, all of our tragic moments, all of our PTSD,
Yeah,
all of our traumas. He hears them all, and
he lives it.
he lives it too with us.
He lives it. Yeah,
So, same with my wife, she lives it too.
sure.
Well, from what I do and what I say and everything like that, it affects everybody around you.
Well,
the PTSD.
of course it does. I have a son who came back from Iraq, combat veteran from Iraq, and he lost 3 in his group. I mean, you're taking a suburban kid, a guy who's in the military, and we don't see war here, and you put him out in the middle of a desert. And all he kept complaining about were the fleas, the sand fleas. So they were taking collars that you put on the dog for dog collars,
Flea collars,
the
yeah.
flea collars.
The medicated ones.
Yeah, and they were putting it around their ankles because the fleas got into their shoes, the sand fleas, and they were biting their feet. It was terrible. I mean, just this is what they were going through, and mortar shells that were coming in, incoming and into the trailers where they were at, into the tents. Some didn't explode, but can you imagine being in a bunk next to another bunk with a mortar shell that just came in through the ceiling and didn't explode? I mean, losing people from your group, your platoon, your whatever, and these are people that you've trained with and are with, and they're gone. They're gone. It's not they're just out of the picture. They are permanently gone, leaving families, leaving children that are orphaned now, leaving terrible. And he hears this, he sees this, he lives this. You can't tell him that not to experience this because you put him in that position. There he is. There he is. Very difficult. Very, very difficult. If any of our viewers would like to join this group, Dr. Bear's group, what should they do? How do they connect, or what do they do?
Well, Friday is open to everybody.
Okay,
That's
today,
at 9 o'clock.
and today is
9:30.
Wednesday. Yeah, today is Wednesday.
So if
We're
they come
live.
this Friday between like 9 or 9:30, talk to Dr. Bear, see what it's all about, meet some fellow veterans, and get an interview with Dr. Bear. So Dr. Bear can find out where you're at, where your mind is at, and what you've been through and everything. And,
And
then
what-
he samples you in different groups. to see how well you interact.
How would they have to go up to Great Lakes?
Yes.
So they go to Great Lakes, and probably at the gate, they would say they want to go to see Dr. Bear at his
The Friday group.
a Friday group, and that would be good. So if any of our viewers, if you are veterans from whatever conflict you may have been in, if you feel that you would like to do this, participate, I'm sure that you'd be welcomed with open arms. And there's refreshments, and you get to talk to other vets from other conflicts, other theaters of war, and you get to shop. That's what everybody does. It's a talk session, and it's wonderful. So please avail yourself if you feel you want to, and go up to Great Lakes and tell the officer at the gate that you would like to go to the Friday group and see Dr. Bear. How do you get there? What do you do? You've got desserts, you've got refreshments, you've got talk, you've got companionship, you've got people who understand. And that's what you really need. Someone who understands the
And
situation.
every other week, every other Friday, they have a group for women,
Oh, women.
significant others and spouses.
Oh,
They
great.
have a group that meets every other week. And these Friday groups, they include everybody. You can bring your whole family,
Wow.
your kids,
husband,
you know, sure.
mothers, whatever. Oh, I just want to remind everyone, we are on YouTube. So if you happen to have missed this evening's program, here is my YouTube address, and please avail yourself to that. And I'm terribly sorry for the coughing that I did, but I had to have Steve tell me it's the mold and spores outside, which were very heavy. Today was.
That's what I suspect. I'm not 100%, but
Well,
that's what I suspect. My eyes
I
have
was-
been bothering me too.
I was okay in the
So-
house, but today was just outside. It was really, really bad. So I'm so happy that you're here, and Anne Marie, you're here, and you brought Johnny. And thank you so much for coming, Steve.
Thank you for inviting me.
Always,
And,
always.
You know, any vet that needs help, that wants to get involved in any of these games, Golden Age games, Valor games, wheelchair games, the Veterans Tea Tournament, if you go to that va.org, they've got a whole list of the different
But
things you can participate in and what is offered to veterans. So we're in pretty good shape here. Being American, you know,
good.
our government
Take care.
takes care of us.
Well, thank you for allowing us in your home or your place of business. We hope you enjoyed this evening's program, and I hope that we were informational to you. Please do contact those that you might be in need of some assistance from Great Lakes. Have a good evening. See you next week on North Shore Live, Cougar's Corner. And stay hydrated. Please stay hydrated. It's